Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our Big East Awards presentation. I'm John Paquette from the Big East office, and on a quick personal note, a lot of you reached out to me yesterday, and that was really nice. So today, we're going to have some opening remarks from Commissioner Val Ackerman, and Val will introduce the winner of the Big East Media Award, and then John Fanta is going to introduce the winners of the other awards today. So for opening comments, Val Ackerman. Val.
Thank you. Welcoming everybody. Good afternoon. Thanks to all of you for being here to help us tip off what we know will be another memorable Big East tournament at Madison Square Garden and celebrate some of the noteworthy individual accomplishments this season. I want to start off by publicly thanking our presidents, our athletics directors, their staffs, our best-in-class coaches, and our players for everything that all of them do to keep the Big East at the top of the college basketball world. The leadership on every one of our campuses brings focus, investment, and a sustained effort every single day. And all of our schools, I can assure you, remain committed to national basketball success as our operating environment continues to evolve. As John Paquette noted, John Fanta will do the honors momentarily, but I did want to offer my personal congratulations to all of our award winners and let all of you know how proud we are that you're associated with the Big East Conference. You are now an indelible part of our history. I want to acknowledge our 43-year relationship with Madison Square Garden and thank Joel Fisher and his extraordinary team for making these 4 days every March so incredibly special. The building, the history, the rivalries, and the magic moments that happen every year on that court have become a winning formula that's withstood the test of time and made the Big East tournament at the world's most famous arena the best event of its kind in college basketball. This year's tournament is a sellout, and we know that the atmosphere and the competition won't disappoint when the action gets started later this afternoon. I also want to thank Eric Shanks, Mark Silverman, Jordan Bazant, and Fox Sports for our now 12-year partnership and their exceptional support of our schools. We are looking forward to our next 6-year media rights renewal. And Warner Brothers Discovery to the fold. As many of you know, NBC Peacock got a jump start on the new deal with a package this year that includes our first 5 tournament games. Thanks also to Invesco QQQ for their sponsorship of our men's and women's basketball Coach of the Year awards. I also want to give a shout out to the Big East Conference staff, many of whom are here today, for their tireless efforts, especially our men's basketball brain trust, Vince Nicastro, Dan Leibovitz, Mike Coyne, John Paquette, and John Cowell. Truly an A-team. As many of you know, in 2019, after a 13-year gap, we brought back the annual Big East Media Award as our way of honoring print and electronic journalists who've made significant contributions to college basketball. We have the utmost regard for those of you who cover our games and are deeply grateful for the time and the energy you expend in telling our stories and keeping us in front of our fans. Our Tournament Media Center here at MSG is named for legendary writer Jim O'Connell, who was a friend and respected colleague of many of us in the Big East and the first recipient of the Revived Reward posthumously in 2019. I'm very pleased to announce that this year's recipient is another great friend and colleague of the Big East, Kevin McNamara. Kevin's connections to the Big East date back nearly 40 years to when he was a student journalist at Syracuse, and his career took off from there. He began covering the Friars in 1991 as a beat writer for the Providence Journal, and he's chronicled every aspect of the Big East journey since that time, so there's been a lot to write about. He's covered the last 34 Big East tournaments here at the Garden, as well as 12 Final Fours, with some Celtics, Bruins, Red Sox, and Patriots work along the way. Truth be told, Kevin had no choice but to cover the Big East. He grew up in Rhode Island. His uncle played for the Friars under Joe Mullaney, He got introduced to his wife by a former Boston College player, and today he lives on the same street as Dave Gavitt did at one time. So Kevin, it was truly fate. Kevin left the Providence Journal in 2020, but has stayed plenty busy with his website, kevinmcsports.com, his regular contributions to the Boston Globe, and his work as co-host of the Kevin McSports Hour on WPR Radio in Providence, and This Week in the Big East on Westwood One Radio, now in its 11th year. Having been on the show many times, I can attest that Kevin and John Rook know their stuff when it comes to the Big East. Kevin has received many awards throughout his illustrious career, which will include his upcoming well-deserved induction into the U.S. Basketball Writers Association Hall of Fame at this year's Final Four in San Antonio. Kevin, we can't thank you enough for your outstanding and continuing contributions to the Big East and college basketball. It's been an absolute pleasure to work with you, and it's my honor to present you with the 2025 Big East Media Award.
Thank you very much, Val. And John Paquette, boy, I'm going to miss you, John. You've been a great friend and sounding board for 35 years. John, how do we get so old? 35 years. This is amazing. Crazy. Just a couple of remarks, and I really appreciate it. I want to tell you about my love affair with this event, the Big East Tournament. I remember listening to the first Big East Tournament in my childhood home in Rhode Island. The games were on the radio in March of 1980 from the Providence Civic Center. I go to college at Syracuse. I'm a freshman. I have no money, like zero money. All the rich kids went to Fort Lauderdale or the Bahamas. I only wanted to get to New York to see the Big East Tournament. That happened in my sophomore year. First time I've ever been to MSG, take Amtrak down from Providence. My buddy's dad worked for Amtrak. He stuck me on the train for free, because that's what you do, coming from Providence. I went upstairs. It's the first time, again, I've ever been in the Garden. It's a noon game. Syracuse is playing Boston College. You come into the Garden, and it absolutely blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. I'm the biggest Celtic fan, Larry Bird fan, John Havlicek fan. I look to my left, the best loge seat there is, Dave Gavitt and Red Auerbach. Oh my God. I'm gonna think, at that time, I was really not thinking about journalism as much as I probably should have. I actually thought about coaching. I had weeks lined up that summer at the Big Orange camp in Syracuse, the Rick Pitino camp at Providence, and URI camp in Kingston. Well, then my uncle called and said, hey, Kevin, do you want to make some real money this summer? He worked at a bank. I would help with closings, and I would make a lot of money. So that was the end of my coaching career. I called Gordy Chaser at Providence, and he was a little upset. Then I called Brendan Malone at URI and told him I couldn't come, and he was very upset. Oh well, that's the deal. And my path to become a Pitino or a Hurley or a Calhoun was over. That summer, I needed a night job. I called my friend Paul Kenyon at the Providence Journal, and bingo, bango, I was doing the dog racing agate from Lincoln, Raynham, and Plainfield dog tracks. It was outstanding. I thought it was the big time. I kept coming back to the Big East Tournament my next 2 years in school. Syracuse beat Villanova my senior year. Sherman Douglas was the MVP. I get hired by the Journal in the summer of 1988. I cover high schools for 1 year, and then get the job covering the URI Rams. Al Skinner was at a long, great run, and the Big East was the coach at Rhodey. My first road trip was in December of 1989. It was at the Holiday Festival at Madison Square Garden. I remember the national anthem playing, and I think I was pretty close to crying. The next season, I'm covering Providence in the Big East. I'm 24 years old, and sorry, but I've never left. I have to thank the people at Providence College, especially the SIDs, Greg Burke, Tim Connor, Arthur Parks, the coaches, Rick Barnes, Pete Gillen, Tim Welsh, Keno Davis, Ed Cooley, and Kim English. I bothered them way too much all the time, and they were very gracious with their time. And of course, the man, Dave Gavitt. I do live on his street. Danny and Corey and Dave and Julie lived about 5 houses from where I live right now. We miss him. Also, Mike Tranghese, John Marinato, and of course Val and John Paquette at the Big East. It has not been an easy ride, but they're still going strong, and I'm really proud of them. I don't cry anymore when the national anthem is played at the Garden, but I do frequently get choked up. It's been a great run playing in this, toy department that we have here and following college basketball. The Journal asked me to cover the Patriots, I'd say 5 times, and I said, college basketball or Bill Belichick? That was easy. That was an easy call. Finally, I've been very fortunate, covered the Super Bowl, World Series, Ryder Cup, NBA Finals, etc. This is my favorite event by far. Good luck to everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Let's get to our awards. Congratulations again, Kevin. It is time now for the Big East Scholar Athlete of the Year Award presentation. This selection was made by the conference's Academic Affairs Committee, and our winner will receive a $2,000 scholarship, which may be used for graduate or professional studies. A few weeks ago, when I, along with my broadcast partner, Tariq Turner, were talking about this individual with his head coach, his coach told us that in addition to this player being an invaluable weapon on the court, a stalwart defender who is one of the very best in the country at disrupting an offense, a gritty finisher who has also evolved his scoring over the years. Somehow he manages to get better every single minute of every single day. This head coach said that this young man could run a multi-billion-dollar company someday whenever he's done playing the game that he loves. That's because what this 6'3" guard from Reading, Pennsylvania has meant to his program over the last 4 years, well, you can't really put a value on it. He epitomizes what it means to be a Marquette University student athlete, and is an unbelievable representative of his team, program, and institution. With a 3.97 grade point average as a double major in finance and information systems, this young man was selected for Alpha Sigma Nu, which honors students from Jesuit colleges who distinguishes themselves in scholarship, loyalty, and service. And in January, he was accepted into Beta Gamma Sigma, the International Honor Society for business students. On the court, he's been a prime contributor to Marquette's success, averaging 11 points, 4 rebounds a game. He ranks second in the Big East with 2.3 steals per game. To say this young man's motor is unlimited would be an understatement in everything that he does. I think about the people who have won Scholar Athlete of the Year: Emeka Okafor, Peyton Siva, Jalen Brunson, Colin Gillespie, and even most recently, a Marquette great in Oso Ighodaro. And for a second straight year, a Marquette Golden Eagle takes home this honor. Ladies and gentlemen, the Scholar Athlete of the Year in the Big East Conference, Stevie Mitchell.
Hello, everybody. First off, I want to start by thanking God for, all the experience, opportunities that I've had throughout my life, and, being able to grow through it all. I want to thank my family. They're here today for, encouraging me, supporting me through everything. And then, my guys over there, I love you guys to death. We've been through a lot. We're going to continue to go through a lot, but, we always by each other's side. You know what it is over there. Yeah. And then Adrian, love you. Thank you for everything. And then shout out to Marquette University, best place in the world. 1 of 1. Shout out Marquette.
Congratulations, Stevie. Next up is our Big East Freshman of the Year. And we have a second straight season in which a Connecticut Husky is receiving this high accolade. It does not take you very long to figure out that our honoree is mature beyond his years, with a tireless work ethic, elite shot-making ability, and a poise and feel for the game that is nothing short of special. It also didn't take long to figure out how much his head coach loves what he brings to the program, with Dan Hurley stating in the preseason that this young man was the most prepared freshman coming into his program that he had coached. This dynamic wing from Richardson, Texas, was named Big East Freshman of the Week 7 times, despite missing 8 games early in the league campaign due to an injury. To have to go through an injury like that in any class year can be a lot. But as a freshman, in Storrs, it was real adversity and a time away from the hardwood. But this young man's maturity showed most in the way he has come off that setback and been a massive part of his team's success. He finished second on the team in scoring with a 14.7 average, pulled down a team-leading 6.2 rebounds, and his biggest moment came on February the 11th, when he made history in Omaha, delivering 38 points in a UConn win at Creighton. It was the highest point total by a Huskies rookie in a Big East game. From Team USA, national experience, winning a gold medal with the U16 team at the 2021 FIBA America's U16 Championship, to an undefeated season and national title at Montverde, to MVP of the Jordan Brand Classic, to being ranked number 9 in the final ESPN 100 rankings for his class, the highest ranking for an incoming Husky since 2011. To today, Big East Freshman of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, Liam McNeely.
Hello. First, I would just like to thank God for putting me in this position. I've been blessed many times in my life, and I give all my glory to Him. Next, I would like to thank my coaches. First of all, thank you for being here. I want to thank you for providing me the platform to play the game that I love. I will be forever grateful for each and every one of you. Next, I would like to thank my teammates. They have been selfless all year. I'm very grateful for them, and I cherish every moment I get to play with them. Lastly, I'd like to thank my family. Again, thank you for being here. You've supported me through it all, and I love you very much. Lastly, I'd like to say I'll see you all on Saturday.
Congratulations, Liam. It's time now for our Big East Coach of the Year honor. Great chemistry is when love and discipline come together in a crash. You have to treat failure as fertilizer that helps you grow as a person and as a coach. You can't make any excuses. They're old, and I'm very young. They never tried living without basketball. I did for 2 years. I needed it back. Those are 3 quotes from the 2025 Invesco QQQ Big East Coach of the Year. And how incredible is it to think that in his 50th year of coaching basketball, while winning 881 games, making 23 NCAA tournament appearances with 5 different schools, and advancing to the Final Four 7 times, a total reached by only 6 coaches all time, he has accomplished so much, and today, he is a first-time winner of this honor. After being picked 5th in the Big East preseason poll, many wondered what would be in store for year 2 of his era at St. John's. What has proceeded to happen offers the latest testament to his numbers not lying. From taking Boston University to the NIT, to charging Providence College to history with a Final Four run in 1987, to a 22-win season at Kentucky in his buildup of what turned into Camelot, to a 25-win campaign and a Big Dance trip at Louisville, to more than doubling the win count from 12 to 25 in year 2 at Iona. To this season, a season of history. The Johnnies are 27-4 on the year, tying a program record for wins in a regular season while winning the outright Big East regular season championship for the first time since 1985. Going 18-2 in league play, his Red Storm matched a conference record that was set by UConn last year. And in doing all of this, the Johnnies have risen to the top of the headlines in New York City, showing the greatest city in the world and the faithful at the world's most famous arena that they are back in every way. The Johnnies finished with a perfect 18-0 regular season home record for the first time since they went 16-0 in 1931-32. Bill Raftery was at those games. St. John's has now won 20 straight regular season home contests, including victories in all 9 games at Madison Square Garden. They rank 3rd in the country in defensive efficiency and have 3 all-league selections. All throughout the Johnnies Joyride, you have to think back to March 21st, 2023, downstairs here. When Lou Carnesecca was asked about the hiring of this man, he looked at the press and he called it a home run with the bases loaded. Well, Rick, we know 2 things. Louis was always right, and he's smiling upstairs from ear to ear with pride that you have brought St. John's University back to prominence. It is an honor to present to you the Big East Coach of the Year, the Hall of Famer, Rick Pitino.
Thank you so much. I think anytime you get voted by your peers for an award, it's extra special. But it's more special for a couple of reasons. That my players are getting such significant awards. First and second team All Big East, most improved, most valuable player. That's what makes it really special for this award. And also, my son lost J.T. Toppin, one of the best players in the country, a senior backcourt, and he got Coach of the Year. That's even more significant than mine, when one of your children wins an award like that. So it's been an awesome regular season, capped off by such a nice award, especially with the Big East. You know, I've coached against Louis, Rowley, Jim Boeheim, Jim Calhoun, John Thompson, and then when the Big East expanded, even added to those great coaches. So when somebody says, boy, you won some national coaches, you never won a Big East. Big East has had the greatest coaches in the history of college basketball. So it's a special award today for me to be amongst some of those greats that have won this award previously. And I'm very thankful to my peers for voting me in. Val, the Big East is off to another great year. We have some great young coaches in this conference, really great. What the coach did at DePaul this year in bringing that program back was brilliant. So we're happy DePaul's making the comeback. We know Georgetown's going to come back with a vengeance. We know that. So the Big East will be stronger than ever in years to come. So thank you very much.
I want to thank Invesco QQQ, our presenting sponsor for Coach of the Year. So with a quick word, please welcome Ryan McCormick.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ryan McCormick, and on behalf of Invesco QQQ, it's great to be here with you this afternoon, and an honor to be at the world's greatest arena for what is the best conference tournament of all college basketball. There's nothing like the Big East at the Garden. And as the official ETF of the Big East Conference, we're honored to present the Big East Men's and Women's Coach of the Year Awards. And we're very grateful for the opportunity to recognize and celebrate 3 of the conference's best, along with all of the exceptional student athletes that are in the room today. I've been on a journey with the Big East since my day one. I'm a lifelong St. John's fan. Both my parents went to St. John's. I mean, half my extended family. Actually, I was in this building in 1985 when St. John's played Georgetown. I was in utero, but I still think it counts. And some of the best memories of my childhood are just as a kid sneaking off to Alumni Hall with my dad to watch Big East basketball on a school night. So to watch them play this year has been inspiring. They've played with toughness, with grit, with determination, qualities that I think the Big East has always embodied. And so we want to thank all of the coaches of the Big East and the schools and the administrators for really taking time to mentor and kind of instill these qualities across all of their students. Because we think the Big East Conference has the next generation of leaders and innovators. And we couldn't be more proud to partner both on and off the court. So with that, I wish you all the best of luck this week, hopefully into early April, and thanks for the time.
Thank you, Ryan. And last but not least, it is time for the presentation of the Big East Player of the Year Award. If you remember this throughout the 2023-24 season, we heard from this young man's head coach about how much talent and upside this 6'7" wing had, and that if he got healthy, everything for him could take off. It surely provided a foreshadowing for him to deliver the big breakout season this year. A 3-level scorer who can impact the game in countless ways. This swing is the definition of a matchup nightmare and has the intangibles of being unflappable but also aggressive. It's led him to 11 performances of at least 20 points this season, along with 9 double-doubles. He enters the Big East tournament having scored 20-plus points in 5 of the last 7 games and is now averaging 18, 7, and a couple of assists per game. When the Red Storm have needed someone to deliver a bucket in this magical ride of a 27-4 season, they have called his name, and he has stepped up time and again as the steady presence that never wavers with the intensity that he plays with. His scoring average ranked 4th in the Big East. His rebounding mark was 6th. He finished the regular season with a huge surge, averaging 24.3 points over the last 3 games. He is riding momentum into the postseason. 2 things stand out with this young man: how hard he plays the game on both ends of the floor, and the pride he has for St. John's. Earlier this season, I asked him about what all this means. And he told me he wanted to win for the school, the fan base, the city, because they all deserved it. And that he wanted to honor Lou Carnesecca, and the only way he knew how to honor Lou was to play hard. Doesn't that say it all? He is a tremendous example that hard work pays off. A 3-star recruit out of high school, forget that. Today, he's the first Big East Player of the Year from St. John's since Walter Berry in 1985-86. Ladies and gentlemen, your Big East Player of the Year, R.J. Lewis.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. First and foremost, this is a great honor, a very big blessing. Just knowing where I come from, and I got to give all the glory to God, for allowing me to play this sport that I love so much, and He just given me so much resilience and perseverance to keep on going, even though when I've been looked down upon. And shout out to my family right here. I don't cry. Shout out to my family, mom and dad, all the sacrifices that they've done for me. to get here. Um, Truly means a lot. Dad, thank you for everything. You truly are, the blueprint. The one person that believed in me from the beginning. I want to thank you for that. To my little sisters, I love y'all so much. Hopefully, I've been a good big brother and a great role model. I don't know about Rachel though. Rachel got me beat. She's the true athlete in the family. She has 2 state championship rings and a national volleyball tournament title. So I'm just trying to catch up to her. And then Riley, that's the greatest little sister. Is my little cheerleader. She gives me all the support I have. Shout out to my teammates. I want to thank them, for pushing me every day in practice and, helping me, become the player that I am. Shout out to my guy Zub, my roommate for 2 years. Very proud of him. He won first team and most valuable player, so congrats to him. Also, Kadari Richmond, he made the second team, and I think it takes a whole unit to get to this point, and I'm very thankful to all my teammates, to the entire coaching staff, Coach Mass, Coach Van, Talik, Coach Bob, Ricky. You guys have played a major part in my progression. You guys helped me deal with Coach P, so I think that's great. To Coach P, it's a great honor to play under you. Everybody knows, you're the best at what you do. It's kind of neat that this is your first Big East Coach of the Year, and I was able to get the Player of the Year. So, I want to thank you for, taking a chance on a kid from Miami, who was under-recruited, and you also believed in me. And I think I knew what you was doing because, you got me from UMass, which is your alma mater. And, wow, thank you to Walter Berry. He was holding on to the award for 40 years, and he was nice enough to give it to me. And I think it's just an incredible blessing, to be the third person in the history of St. John's University to, be deserving of this award. And like I said, I'm truly grateful and blessed to be in this position. Wasn't trying to cry, but I see my mom crying, so it got to me a little bit. But I'm just truly blessed. I'm truly honored. And like Coach P says, when you play for the name on the front, the name on the back prospers. And I'm gonna take that with me to the end of my playing days. And I'm just truly blessed to win this award. And we're not finished yet. We got the Big East tournament. So like I said, thank you everybody for coming out to the whole St. John's community. Hopefully, my teammates and I have been able to give you guys that fire back that you guys been missing for so long. And really just trying to put on for the city of New York, for the whole Latin community, Dominican, Ecuadorian community, and it's just a great surreal feeling to be here. And God bless and go Johnnies.
We need, hi everybody, I'm back. We need Stevie and Coach and RJ to stick around for a few minutes if they don't mind for a picture. But before all that, I just wanted to say a few words here to acknowledge our bittersweet announcement yesterday that John Paquette will be retiring at the conclusion of the academic year. As many of you know, John has been with the conference for 35 years. He has served as our primary day-to-day contact with print and electronic journalists during that span. To say he will be missed is a grave understatement. John signed on to the new Big East back in 2013 when we were hustling to get our new configuration off the ground, and he's been an invaluable member of our conference office team ever since then. He started working for the old Big East in 1990, following 4 years as a young communications administrator at Seton Hall, and he has lived to tell many, if not all, of the twists and the turns of the Big East journey over the 35 years that have followed. I'm not sure a day's gone by in the past 12 years where John's knowledge about Big East lore or the deep relationships he's cultivated throughout our industry weren't put to good use. John is going to step away as one of the most respected communications administrators in college sports, and he's been at turns a colleague, a mentor, an historian, and a friend to many of us at the conference office. John, we are eternally grateful to you for all you've done and wish you Debbie and your family nothing but the best in the years to come. As you all know, John's duties include running the media operation at this event, which now attracts hundreds of credentialed media members. So I'm sure he's itching to get to work, but I'm not going to let him leave without asking him to say a few words, number one. And number two, we have a gift for you, John. It says, John Paquette, congratulations, 35 years of service, 1990 to 2025.
Thank you, Val. This event here is great. It's great being in the Garden. This is the best. When the teams line up Friday night for the semifinals, lights go out, anthem singer knocks it out of the park. There's no other place to be, right? Thank you to everybody. Thank you, Val, for letting me continue with the Big East. And thanks for Mike Tranghese for hiring me with the Big East. And it's been a pleasure, and it's been a pleasure working with all of you. And we've tried to do the best we can to serve you, and we look forward to serving you the rest of the week. And we'll be here on Saturday night no matter what. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. I really do. Yeah, we're going to try to take a photo up here for the winners here. Thank you.